No, I totally agree with them. So for our young people watching this, it's important to understand what we're saying here.
Yeah.
Be teachable.
Yeah.
Like Kash Kid said, be open, be receptive to guidance, because that's what we all need. If you see maybe any athlete, UFC athlete that is a good fighter, they got a coach that they listen to. They got people that support them.
Yeah.
And you see somebody who doesn't have that, it's not quite the same.
Absolutely.
So be responsive, positively responsive to this feedback
Absolutely.
that you get from the likes of Kash Kid, from the likes of Prezzo, from Steve-O.
Absolutely.
Be open to that. In fact, actually, I would go further and I would say to our young people, seek these feedback out. Seek out these gentlemen. And they can offer you guidance. They can help direct you.
Yeah.
And it could make the difference.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Wouldn't it, Steve?
And again, I was also, just getting up this idea, like,
Right.
for you to be teachable, you just can't go out without being punished. In the sense that
Tough
I will
love.
tell you, this is tough love.
Right.
I want you out of my class. Go get yourself together and come back.
Right.
Kash Kid, during your experiences in the studio with various artists, both established and upcoming artists, have you been forced to situations whereby maybe somebody's just not getting it right, even despite you taking him through the keys and telling him, hit it like this?
Right.
Yeah, a lot of times. And like it goes back to being open-minded.
Yes.
People are not open-minded.
Yeah.
They have one fixed. Like if this is what I want,
That's
like
it.
that is it. Like you can't be flexible or something. Then
Yeah.
I normally ask them, okay, let's say for example now Kid or even Burna Boy comes to studio. Then he's like, yo, Prez, can we hop on a track?
Yeah.
You tell him, yo, bro, I don't do Afro beats. Me, I do Kapuka only. You get. Of course, Prezzo is open-minded because he'll be like he'll be flexible to flex on any other particular track that comes on board. So, like, let's just be open-minded. And then, like, for these artists, like, they're not getting it. They think they're right. Yes, I respect your opinion. You're right. But now, can you also listen to a professional?
Yes.
Like, can we try do it like this so that we in between there, so that we produce a nice track or something?
Right.
And then also, like, most of them, they don't put determination. Like, they're just there because they heard Prezzo is doing music and it has worked for him. So I want to be like Prezzo. You get? Like, they don't have, like... How do I put it? Like they want to be like someone. You get? They're not doing. They're not doing it professionally or with the passion.
Or the due process.
Yeah, they just do the process. Like I want to be like Steve-O. I want to be like Kash Kid. I want to be like Prez. You get? Or I want to be like Jones. But they don't know like there's a whole process. Yeah, there's a whole process that we went through to be who we were.
True.
Yes, exactly. So.
Yeah.
Like, just know what you want. Yeah. And then also make sure that if you're investing into a wrong thing, don't you feel like it's hurting your pocket? That is what I ask the artist. Like, you've invested into this. Don't you feel hurt that you've spent money and then you're not putting the effort yourself?
Right.
Exactly.
Right. No, that's good. That's good advice. And while I think we're on a roll offering the same exact thing we talked about, Prezzo, about giving guidance and direction and advice and trying to help our young people. Let me sit closer to the microphone. So let me sit this way. So perhaps we can just kind of go around and offer maybe one or two guidance, three of you mostly. For me, I just hang out with you guys. But you guys are really the geniuses, the creative geniuses. And I think that your words and your guidance carry some weight. Now, the young people might kick against it because sometimes they don't know better. And it is in the nature of the young sometimes to reject guidance and instruction. But not all of them. There are some that will listen. So I wonder if you guys can just kind of go around and offer one or two advice to that young creative that looks up to Prezzo or to Kash Kid or to any of the other African artists and say, I want to be like these people. They've made it. They've been there. They've done it. They've accomplished it. So maybe you can look into whichever camera, and then speak to their young people, 1, 2, even 3 advice that now we've shared some here, but perhaps to formalize it so they can hear it come from you guys, almost in that first one, second one, third one, and then I think that would be value added. I think you can go in any order. Actually,
I think personally, I'd like to say information is power. So if you have information, then you have a whole lot of power within you. So if you don't have information, then you'll just be stuck in a loop. You get? So I'd like young people out there to seek for information.
right?
Information will make you knowledgeable. Information, like, it will give you the power to be who you want.
Absolutely.
You get, if let's say, for example, I want to be a super producer, how do I become a super producer? So I look into the processes of being a super producer.
Right.
Yes. So don't be afraid of seeking information.
Yes.
Yeah. And then always be bold. Like, if you don't know anything, ask, and you'll be helped around. Yeah. So, yeah, guys, information is power. Yeah.
Thank you. That's really good. Good stuff.
I think he just said everything that I wanted to say. But again, having interacted with a lot of upcoming artists and established, basically, if you put in work, if you're good at night, if you're a night person, put in work. If you're a morning person, put in work. But consistency is what I'll thrive on today. So consistency, discipline, and of course, correction will basically propel you to where you want to be. Even in your house, you just can't wake up and leave the dishes undone from last night, and you want to come back and again use the same dishes. You have to wake up, wash them, just leave a clean kitchen out. So
Absolutely.
consistency, discipline, number one factors. Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah, I think I would say, like in whatever it is that you're doing, let's say, a lot of people, they tend to like get into music because they look at the good things about music, the good
Bling,
things.
bling.
They look at the women, they look at the cars, they look at what have you. But you see, even in whatever course that you're doing, if you're a lawyer or you're a doctor, like you have to go through a certain course, for you to become a professional.
Yeah.
And then I think you guys have said it all, but at the end of the day, like, that's why God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. So
Absolutely.
you need to listen more, talk less.
Interesting.
In a nutshell.
So I've always wanted to find out from Kash Kid, rating all our producers we have, both active producers and the inactive ones, but of course we have their works out.
Yeah.
You've had an experience of working with one of the illest producers again in this country called Eric Musioka. Shout out to
Siox.
Musiox Decimo Records.
Right.
Let me just find out from you today. When we were setting up our place,
Yes.
Musioka came in and did a lot of sound check, sound engineering and all. And behind the turntables or behind the production desk is also one of the best producers who's put out work in this African content.
Yeah.
What has been, or what words can you say that you learned, or what level of learning did you get from Eric Musioka?
Personally, I say I'm grateful because not only Eric Musioka, but just the team that I had. Those were the key pillars to my success.
Right.
Like, let me say I had a father figure, I had a brother, I had a family at the same time.
Yeah.
You get, because these are people I looked up to. Like, for example, like Prez. Back when I was in high school, I used to listen to his projects. Then I was like, personally, I loved music like from way back.
Right.
So I would tell my classmates, like, I really want to work with these people, but I don't know how. Because you see, like, I didn't come from Nairobi. I used to come from Busia, a place called Busia. That
Yeah,
is
the border
western
between
part, the
Kenya
Kenyan
and
part to
Uganda.
Uganda, yeah.
Right. I've
So you
been
see,
there,
like
by the
those,
way.
yeah, those are like some kilometers to Nairobi.
That's right.
And then when you come to Nairobi, we normally call this a farm. Nairobi is called farm. Ni shamba. Inaitwa shamba la mawe. Like if you don't hustle hard, you go back
to the village.
You go back to the village. Yeah.
That's right.
So you see, like Nairobi is huge, is massive.
Right.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of knowledge.
Right. Yeah.
And then you just overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Like, where will I start?
Right.
You get. Yeah, but now just through, like, that's why we're going back to the same point. Hard work. Consistency. Yeah, through that, I think I was discovered by one of our friends, their friends. Yeah, so through the link up, that is how I got to join the family. And through joining the family now, that is my link to now meeting the legendary producer, Eric Musyoka.
Right.
Yeah, so for whatever I learned from Eric Musyoka was like, just be you.
Yeah.
Like, be real, be you. You get, like, he's kept a very low-key life. He's very successful. Then I was like, how do you manage this? Then he told me, like, it's very simple. What is your purpose? What do you want to achieve?
Yeah.
Right.
That is what you put all your focus on. These are the things, they're just by the ways.
Yes.
Yeah, so for him, he's a very humble person.
Right.
And then I also got to know how to, like, now properly mix a track, master a track. Yeah, because yes, I was good at programming, but now the key element to complementing all those is good mixing and good mastering. So, and I'm a quick learner. So I'd see him tweak some knobs.
That's right.
So I just don't ask. I'm just there seated. I'm just watching, like, what is this guy doing? What is this guy doing? Yeah. Within no time, then I told him, like, yo, listen to my track. Then it was like, come on, you guys.
That's sick, man.
Yeah, so that is some of the knowledge I got from Eric Musyoka.
Right.
Yeah, and
So
then also he has an ear for
Good sound.
good stuff,
Good
or
vibes.
good sound, good vibes.
Yes.
Like Musyoka won't produce a track just because he's excited. No.
Yeah, Musyoka actually, he went to
Yeah.
wherever he is right now. He must be biting his tongue because we're talking about him.
Yeah.
But he went.
Where is he now? By
No.
He's around.
He's around.
Well, how about we speak in and invite him? Musyoka, you gotta come here and talk to us.
He's worked with the legendary here.
Yeah.
He knows.
Yeah.
You see, the thing is, like, he went for a course in the States, for production.
Right.
So, Musyoka sets himself in a certain caliber whereby if it's below standards, then he doesn't want his name on it.
Yeah.
So, if I can just brag, I have bragging rights. Like, he's produced a couple of my tracks.
Yeah.
And, it's always a good time working with Musyoka, So, yeah, shout out to Musyoka. Musyoka, we're getting you next one.
What you forgot to say is timeless tracks.
Timeless.
Yes.
Yes.
Timeless.
He's
man.
our Dr. Dre. Actually, I had some guys calling him Doctor.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre of the beat, because I
Yes.
think he emulates that from Dr. Dre, the legendary.
Yeah.
And also,
I think Dr. Dre is the one who tries to be like Musyoka.
I know, bro,
I think
just,
it's the other way around, right?
just like Jay-Z tries to be you, right?
See, I don't know what it is with these Americans.
That's right. That's
So
right.
I'm also thinking again. You would put it out and say passionate will, as in passion.
Yeah.
Passion will take you places that hard work cannot take you.
True. Yeah.
So again, if you really have to come out and be, Kash Kid, it's your favorite boy, Kash Kid on the track.
Right.
Any song that you hear coming out with that tag,
Yeah, I love that tag too.
it's your favorite boy, like Kash Kid
Prezzo
on the track.
like Compact Records. You know that voice was like, I've done a collab with Prezzo. Then you're like, how? Because there's a tag in front of my song, Compact Records, and that's Prezzo. So artists used to like really love it.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I think we need Jane's voice on JOfuasia Media House. We really have to figure out on what we're gonna do.
Well,
Even if it is doing a track,
that would
Kash
be good.
will lay down the foundation with our producers in the house.
We will
of
do
course,
it.
Yeah.
Mine will be
make it
quality control. I'll just come in and adjust my ears, put
To
up
the sound.
satellite. Yeah.
That's right.
So we'll be out there. But again,
Good.
Kash, one thing that I asked, one thing I like knowing about people is of your line of duty in production.
Yeah.
and you really have to break this down without a joke and without a doubt, who among the top 5 producers in this country you would really like to, rate in that order?
The first top of the line definitely is Eric Musyoka.
Musyoks.
Yes. And then number 2, I'd go for Lucas. Lucas is called Bikedo. Yeah, Ogopa. Lucas Ogopa.
DJ.
I hope, Prezzo, you've interacted with that guy for some while.
Yeah, definitely.
So for Lucas, he's a special case also. Because this guy, I think, he revolutionized our industry.
Right.
I think Ogopa DJs was one of the best record labels we had in Africa by then.
Yeah.
Right now we have at least Mavins. We have a couple of record labels, but at that time Ogopa was the best in Africa.
Yeah.
And for a very long period of time. Because at his tenure, I remember if you want the best artist, you just go to Ogopa.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like there was showbiz. Like let me say,
Showbiz was
there was showbiz.
Showbiz.
I remember that at some point, Prezzo, you'll forgive me to say this. Prezzo was the first and the only artist till date to have pulled up on a show with a chopper. That was showbiz.
Bling bling.
Trust me. And that was like around 10, 15 years ago.
And actually, one of the artists called
Yeah.
Jokali was his pilot.
That's right.
Yeah. So this guy,
He could
like,
have piloted
like he
himself.
was he was serious with his craft,
Yes.
such that whenever he pulls up to an event,
People
he
take
comes with an
notice.
entourage.
Right.
Yeah, he comes with his team,
Right.
That was crazy.
and that is key to any person. Teamwork. Yes. So Lucas Bikedo
Teamwork.
takes the number 2 spot. So my number 3 spot goes to Clément. Of course, Clément he's done a good job. Let's just be honest. Like him with Juakali, him with Nonini. Yeah, he's also done. That is California. Now for Clément, that is he used to produce something. It was called Genge. So there's Genge, there's Kapuka. So Lucas used to do Kapuka. Musyoka used to do hip hop. And then the urban sound. You know, Prezzo is an urban person.
He's a
cool kid.
He's a
Prezzo
cool
President is a cool
He's a
kid.
president.
Yes, that's right. There's the urban president.
The urban president.
That's right.
Yeah, so for Lucas, he used to do Kapuka.
Yeah.
So that was a genre on its own.
Yeah.
And then there was a Clément.
Yeah.
He used to do Genge. So Genge is more of like lifestyle. You know, Genge is what is happening in the
What is
streets.
happening in the
Right.
streets, like
Okay.
the hardcore version of
Yeah. Like every day when I wake up, I don't have food. That is
Yeah.
Genge.
Genge.
Yes.
and
Like
he did so good with Major. by the way.
Exactly. Yeah. Because you know people. Because you know they speak a story when they are singing. Even when you listen to most of their rhymes, there's a story to it.
Yeah.
Like Nimen, like I've gone to my brother, like he's punched me, like just whatever is happening down
That's
the
right,
street.
that's right.
Yeah. So they tell a story
put in
in it.
current
Yeah.
affairs.
Yeah. Exactly.
Almost like slam poetry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
Clément
awesome.
also did a good run. And then another producer was I'd like to he's not too known, but he did a good job. He's called Saint P.
Saint P.
Yeah, Saint P. Saint P. He used to produce gospel tracks.
Is that like
There was a
BEA?
time in Kenya there was a revolution. Like gospel was big than the secular industry.
True.
Wow.
True.
You'd call a gospel artist, you'd pay them even 1 million shillings. But you'd call a secular artist, you pay them 100,000 shillings.
Wow.
Imagine that difference. So there was a time gospel was big in the country.
Yeah.
And thanks to these producers, they really pushed through.
Right.
Yeah. And then, and then my last, but not least, I'd say Visita.
VC.
One man from Grandpa Records.
Exactly. So Visita also, like he had why I'm rating him on my top 5 is he had a unique sound. And
Exactly.
whatever I've mentioned here, all these people are unique in their own ways. You get. So that brings me to another point. Like be unique also.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
So don't be like Prezzo. There's just only one Prezzo.
There can only be one.
There can only be one.
Exactly. And there's only one Kash kid. You get.
Yes.
There's only one Steve.
One Steve O. One Steve O.
Actually, you know, my brother, one thing I like about you is like again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but when it comes to work, you know, like you're always like on point. And then number two, if I was you, if I was asked like my top 5 producers, man, I would have started with Kash Kid.
Kash Kid.
And then
You know I'm number 0 because from the numbers there's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, you got me there. You got me
That's
there.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you see like the list that you just broke down, because I've worked with most of those producers, you know, so I can also see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think if the Visita guys from Grandpa, right?
Yes.
There's that song we did with Bamboo. It's called Zaovio.
Tutakiza Ovio.
Yeah, but the song later on came and started bringing so much pressure, man. I was like, yo, you know me, I don't like pressure. You can tell from the tone of my voice.
Bro, that's one of my top listen tracks in my playlist.
That's right.
It gives you a day-to-day, step-by-step account.
Yeah.
And man, you know, Bamboo. Bamboo. Abbas spoke about Bamboo now.
I remember.
Bringing Bamboo again.
I
So
remember him.
the more your name features on this show, the higher your ratings of coming in.
He
So-
needs to pull up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Have you heard that song of Bamboo, Foreigner? The one it goes like, me, I've been far from home for too long. It's time for me to pack my bags and go home. I've seen a lot of things I know I can bring. So if you wanna roll with me, come on.
Let's
Come
go.
on. Come on.
That's right.
Shout out
That's
to
right.
Bamboo. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bamboo, pull up.
They are called
he's doing-
kings of bounce.
Yes. So lately, I think Bamboo is a preacher.
Yeah.
He does gospel. And,
Interesting.
Yeah, and he's a pastor.
Still, you can tell us the transition.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's quite interesting.
We'd like to hear about
He's
it.
one of the cool kids around with the president. Really looking
Even
up.
DNA, you know,
Even
even
DNA,
DNA
yes.
converted to the. He used to be a secular artist.
Right.
Right now
Nice
is a
gospel.
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 So all these people, I think it's good also to know their stories.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
why they shift.
And
Yeah.
they tell us what's the migration all about.
Yeah.
And Prez is also
That's
doing gospel lately.
Oh.